Oh, hello. Welcome back to FarmerTorque. And we've got really exciting news, he says in an excited voice for YouTube. Motorsport. Never been a million miles away from my thoughts. And I thought it would be a good idea to start a motorsport vlog on the channel. And quite simply, every Sunday night, that's the plan, to pop up a vid chatting about whatever's happened that weekend in motorsport. And if we just go up here, I'm actually doing this vlog. I could excuse and say I'm taking the dogs for a run over that branch that didn't break. They do enjoy going out with this. Yeah, what was I saying? Motorsport. What areas? Well, all areas really, but let's go with a few. Bike racing, obviously, MotoGP, British Superbikes. Those two are closest to my heart. British Superbikes especially, because there's something more honest or basic about a superbike, British Superbike, where minimal electronics, etc., which is always quite appealing. Formula One, pretty obvious that one. Much as everyone moans about Formula One, and they all say, do you watch Formula One? No, it's boring. And then they go and watch it. and on that subject, quite current at the moment. In fact, very current, because today is the last day of testing at Barcelona. Well, a last of 3 days. There's another test. Is it next week or in 2 weeks? 2 weeks time, I think. But this is the first time that the F1 teams have shown their 2020 colours. It's also the first time that Sky here in UK have done live coverage of every minute of the testing. Now, I realise this is becoming a bit anal, but it's been fascinating and really detailed. And finally, they've come to their senses, or liberty, the organisers, and they've banned the teams putting screens up in the pits when they come back in, so we can actually see the cars. Oh. And it's really interesting what's happened there, because, and this will cheer a few people up, but Mercedes have turned up with a car that has features that have just blown the paddock apart. The obvious one is the new, what they're calling, it was discovered yesterday, and again, the other teams are saying it would they only realised what was happening when they saw it from the onboard camera shots. The Mercedes drivers, Lewis this was yesterday, is pulling the steering back towards him and pushing it away. And this is some mechanical control of the steering rack, which in turn alters geometry at the front. Very, very clever. And the best shots for me are the ones that the cameras in the pits took, because while this was happening, I was watching this live at the time, every other pit pretty much seemed to stop work and huddle around the TV screens to watch the footage that I was watching, which was the steering wheel going in and out. And there's some fantastic expressions, basically dumbstruck, in awe of what's happening here. And that was a Formula One moment, a motorsport moment that will go down in history. A bit like in Formula One terms, when Brawn came up with the diffuser. Oh, in 08, 09, can't remember. 1 year out. And then, in testing there, Jenson Button went out and came back in and was so quick, they sort of all looked around and said, well, what do we do? But another interesting thing on the Mercedes is the new rear suspension. And going on about Mercedes here, the point is it's jolly interesting what's been happening there. Back to my ideas of this vlog and motorsport, etc. Motorsport's been around for ages with me, and I've done a fair old bit of club racing, and that led to race instruction, that led to working with magazines, and for a year or two I wrote a vlog on F1 for the BRDC and their magazine, which seemed to go down well at the time. And around that time I met a guy called James Beckett. Bear with me on this one. James is pretty well known in motorsport, and he was the founder, organizer, original ideas of the Walter Hayes Trophy in the historic Formula Ford festival at Silverstone, and all sorts of things that he organizes and runs. A couple of years ago he sent me a cryptic, well, what I thought was a cryptic text, which said, do you want to be part of a project? This would be fun, wouldn't it? And I didn't know what he was talking about. Basically, he wanted me to come back and race again in a GT3 car. Well, I thought he was in fairyland, but cut a long story short, or why should I cut a long story short? I will, don't worry. A year ago, a test was arranged in a current GT4 car, not the same but similar, and it happened. That happened. I drove, I think. But if somebody asks me, I'm going to say yes. And that's developed and looks as though I'm going to get back out on track this spring, and again testing properly this time. And the idea is that we can, sorry, I always look at the view when we're up here. Yeah, sorry, pausing. You can look at the view as well. I've got the, hopefully the 360 camera on the front's capturing this. Hugo the dog is enthusiastic. Yeah, so looks, fingers crossed, there's quite a lot of water to go under the bridge. Like, can I drive the flipping thing quick enough? But maybe, just maybe, we'll get out and do a GT3 race this summer. That would be exciting. And obviously there would be cameras and boring stuff like this involved. I might not be quite so prolific with speech at the time, but we'll build the whole thing up. BSB, back to bikes, BSB meetings, hope to get along to a few of those live. Again, take the cameras as FarmerTorque and chat away and bring, sorry, the phone just rang then, bring you stuff and have a good time myself. What else? So Formula One, doing that, GTs, started the year with Dakar. A fair game, and hopefully you'll find this fun and we can interact. If you make any comments or ask questions, I'll try and pick those out and answer them the next time we do a vlog. And I can always slot in a quick vid to if there's something exciting happened or an update. And maybe no self-respecting YouTuber gets away without doing a live vlog now and then, do they? Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it? So there's the idea. I'll go into more detail as and when, but the idea is every Sunday. I might do something this Sunday night, trying to see what happened this week with Formula One, and also I think this weekend there's, or is it next weekend? I might have got my weekends wrong, but MotoGP at Dakar, they're testing there. So we're going to have plenty to talk about, hopefully have loads of fun. Be great to have you along. Strong opinions, please. Try and be polite, but no problem if you disagree with me, or hopefully we can sort of discuss and chat and all that sort of thing. So, happy times. Big smile. It will stop raining in 2020 one day, I hope. We have had the most dreadful winter, and there's an awful lot of people around who have had their homes flooded and all that sort of thing. Feel for them big time, I have to say. Anyway, that's not what they're excited about. This one, normal vids and everything else will carry on the channel, and I'm hope to get a more, I'll try and bring a bit of structure to the channel where I'll hopefully maybe upload what I call normal vids, you know, the bike stuff, and maybe a car or two, farming vids, tarmac trails, all the normal FarmerTorque stuff will be, there's an interest, I won't say now, but there's a new development has just happened. It's happened today, actually. So that will be coming in a new vid. That's enough talking, isn't it? Look forward to seeing you on this part of the motorsport vlog. I have to come up with a name for it. Yeah, thanks for looking in. Comment as usual, please. Great to hear from you. Bye for now.